the best calisthenics upper body workout routine coming up. What is cracking, my crew members of the Game Train Express? How are you doing today? If this is your first time here on this channel, you need to subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications, because if you want to discover what your own body is truly capable of achieving, then you've come to the right place, my friend. So make sure you hit that button and turn on that bell. Right, and just as a disclaimer, I do want to point out, yes, I am particularly aware that my handwriting is shocking, right? I actually do a few videos for my clients in my online coaching group, and sometimes they look at the board and be like, Jake, like, what does that say? Just like, bear with me, please. Right, first things first, gotta stay hydrated. Right, so let's talk about the structure when doing your upper body calisthenics workouts. So, structure, right? Okay, I'm sorry, that's purposely bad. Right, so, structure, right? The main one, of course, our bread and butter, is going to be our compound exercises, right? This is going to be pretty much the exercises that make up 80% of our results. And then, next, we're gonna do accessory exercises. This is why I highly advocate, once you've built a good base in bodyweight strength, you need to, reach out to more tools at your disposal. One of those being, external load, weights. Not only for example, adding weight to basic bodyweight exercises, but, isolating specific weak points that tend to get neglected in calisthenics, which typically be the arms and the rotator cuff. So, with that said, we're gonna start with how you should structure for your main compound exercises, right? When it comes to upper body calisthenics, there's 4 main exercises you can do, and in fact, I'm actually going to design a little table here. I didn't actually have this planned, so we're going to go a little off the script here. So the first 2 exercises I want to cover is basically vertical pushing and pulling. So here, when it comes to vertical pushing, there's 2 variations here. Obviously, one would be dips, and one would be handstand push-up progression. So typically, this here would be pike. Oh my days, my handwriting is just so bad. I'm not actually sure whether I'm doing this intentionally on purpose or not. But anyway, so dips or handstand push-up progressions. Personally for me, I prefer handstand push-up progressions such as pike push-ups, elevated pike push-ups, and then eventually working up to the point where you're doing chest to wall handstands. Dips can also be an option if your goal is the muscle up, or dips can actually be a great way to build huge strength in your chest, shoulders and triceps, particularly as a beginner. And you can actually check out the card somewhere up here. I have a full dip tutorial for beginners. We can either do dips or we can press more overhead, which is typically my option. But of course, you gotta do whatever is best for your goals. And then vertical pulling, of course, pull-ups and chin-ups. So, depending on your strength level, of course, beginners could do more assisted variations or even scapular pull-ups to help build that base of strength. And then, you can then start working on the basics of chin-ups and pull-ups. And then once you get really comfortable with that, you can maybe start doing some weighted chin-ups and pull-ups, or even progressing on to the one-arm chin-up and one-arm pull-up itself. As we've covered vertical pushing and vertical pulling, can you guess what's next? You guessed it, my friend, spot on. Horizontal pushing and horizontal pulling. So, obviously, you know the deal here. Horizontal pushing, push-ups, horizontal pulling, gotta do those rows for the girls. That didn't even rhyme, but we're just gonna flow there anyway. So push-ups, obviously a beginner, you would do stuff like incline push-ups, working all the way down until you reach push-ups, and then you can work upon those basics. Again, you could do maybe weighted push-ups or even ring push-ups. Ring push-ups are really damn good for those chests and those pectorals of yours. And also, as you become more advanced, you can try with pseudo planche push-ups, as most of us, want to progress onto things like the planche. And again, I'll link up a video up here as I have a full tutorial on the pseudo planche push-up itself. So that's horizontal pushing. Horizontal pulling is simply rowing. Oh man, I've even got a row tutorial on this YouTube channel. I don't know what videos to put up in this card, but pretty much with rows, obviously, if you're starting out, you want to start more, incline rows and work your way down so that you're rowing more horizontally. You can even progress onto decline rows, but just make sure that when you're doing your workouts, you are doing rows in combination with your pull-ups, because if you're just doing pull-ups or pulling, you're gonna, as I experienced myself, you're going to long-term suffer from quite a few muscle imbalances and overdeveloped lats relative to your rhomboids and your rear delts. So rows are not only great for building strength, but also keeping the shoulders balanced and healthy. Right, so that is the main bulk of the workout. You do a vertical push, a vertical pull, a horizontal push, and a horizontal pull. And then we move on to accessory work, which seriously has a huge benefit, which you really should be exploring if you're not. So usually what we have to isolate, in which gets typically neglected from those compound exercises or understimulated, is the shoulders slash rotator cuff, as well as the arms. So with the rotator cuff, some of my favorites were simply external rotations. That can be done lying, so lying external rotations, or even seated, or even another one which has, I'm pretty sure, been shown on this YouTube channel a couple of times, is LYTPs, as they actually help condition a bit of the scapular retractors at the same time. And also, of course, as I said there, another thing is to isolate certain areas of the scapula. Now, of course, with this YouTube video, it's very hard for me to specifically pinpoint what your weakness in the scapula may be, whether it could be elevation, depression, retraction, or protraction, which is something I highlight with my clients in their individualized, personalized programs. But if you're really unsure, then you can't really go wrong with strengthening your rotator cuff. And then with the arms, again, biceps, it's simply curls. And then for the triceps, it's simply tricep extensions. You'll honestly be surprised how much your performance will improve and how much limber you'll feel and less vulnerable to injury when you have stronger biceps and triceps. They will seriously help out with your main compound exercises. We just can't go wrong with getting some bigger arms either. And so again, there's the whole debate of body weight or weights. Of course, you can do like ring curls, ring extensions. There are variations that you can do with just your body weight, but from my experience, I found it's just easier to keep it simple and actually use dumbbells. It's easier to track, it's easier to load, so that you can actually ultimately save your energy for your main compound exercises, in which I highlighted earlier in this video. But then some of you may be thinking, Jake, that's probably the neatest I've actually written on this whiteboard ever. But anyway, some of you may be thinking, Jake, how do we actually, apply this into a routine? And so like I said before, you simply focus on your main compound exercises, the big four. And then once that's done, you then, do a couple exercises specifically targeting weak points that you need to address to further maximize your performance and minimize injury risks. And so again, the sets, reps, rest time, rep tempo, all of that, it's really going to vary from person to person based on their goals and needs, which is exactly why, of course, with all of my clients' programs, they all look pretty different to one another, because everyone is completely different. And so, because I'm nice slow, what I'm going to put around the screen here is a rough template of how I may work out right now, following all of those tips and guidelines I've just highlighted in this video, so that you can kind of take that, pick out what's best for you, and really go from there. And so yeah, that is about it really. With that said, if you enjoyed this different type of video, because I've never actually done a video on this whiteboard on this YouTube channel to the public, but you enjoyed this video a lot, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below that this video came with good hand you out. I don't want to see any comment section below dissing my handwriting, alright? I know it's bad. You don't need to point it out enough, my friend. And just in case you haven't already, I actually have a free ebook for you to download over at my website, which is in the description down below, which is a new edition of my 5-step formula to infinite motivation, so that you can use the same strategies that I, myself, and my clients use to surpass our health and fitness goals. Again, it's completely free. You can simply download it by clicking the link in the description below. So yeah, with that said, that's enough for me today. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, my friend, and as a crew member of the Gain Straight Express, keep moving forward.